Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to the videos. The paid request this time from Matthew. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, Season 8, Episode 3 here. Yes, the episode's name is Palestinian Chicken. Now, Curb Your Enthusiasm, I had heard of the show, but I had never seen the show before. I know it stars Larry David. Larry David is a guy who helped work on Seinfeld, and then he made a lot of money off it, so he retired for a while. But then he got to star in this show where he's playing a version of himself, and his manager is played by Jeff Garlin. And from what I understand, there's some recognizable actors throughout the years that appeared on the show. Richard Lewis, among others. And pretty much Larry David is a guy who, if he sees something particularly wrong with you, with how you say something or how you do something, he gets a bit fixated on it. Among other personality quirks. And also, if I understand, I guess a lot of the episodes, there's quite a bit of improv. And yeah, I don't know the details. I'm not an expert on it. This is my first introduction to it. And didn't mind it. I wouldn't say I found it absolutely mind-blowingly hilarious. It wasn't the biggest case of LOL, which I'll get to that in a minute, because that's actually in the episode, and that's actually one of the things I enjoyed the most about this episode. But I thought the cast worked well with each other. There were some moments that did make me smirk and make me chuckle a bit. Whether it be the cast of characters arguing on a golf course and about a guy being emasculated. You have no balls. Oh, I have one solid ball. I'm doing well. It's kind of I don't want to say it's a rough plot, but it's kind of, maybe this is typical of the story where the plot kind of just eases into it. Maybe that way it doesn't follow the cliches, doesn't follow a specific format. But it's kind of, I guess it's like real life. You kind of just figure out what's going to happen next. So at one point, Larry David and Jeff Garlin go to this Palestinian restaurant. And of course, well, I shouldn't say of course, but in the episode they make it where Palestinians does not like Jewish people, and when we're probably the only folks that ever walked in here. Hey, it's pretty crazy. Someone who wants your destruction, that's a turn on. This is how Larry David's character thinks. At one point, they're at a dinner party, and one of their friends apparently is going through a midlife crisis, and because of that, he entered into Judaism. Some of the dialogue changes I thought caught me off guard and made me smirk or made me chuckle. Like during the dinner party, there's a girl who's a little bit younger, and Larry Davis telling the joke, and someone's getting mad. She's an adult. Yeah, but this is an adult party. What? She can't hear dirty jokes? Well, I mean, she's an adult, but there's a level. Oh, there's a level of being an adult? I didn't know that. I guess a bit of that improv energy definitely captures a bit of the what's going to happen next quality to it. And he keeps noticing someone literally saying LOL. Instead of just laughing, they say LOL. In fact, the lady's husband goes up to Larry David because Larry David accidentally hit the guy's car. And the guy says, listen, you don't have to pay for this if you tell my wife to stop saying LOL. Which I can understand that would be annoying. Because as Larry David even says, why don't you just laugh? Why do you have to say LOL? Just laugh. Which, I totally get Larry David's perspective. I don't know, maybe in another universe I would be like Larry David. In that kind of eccentric way. I would be confused as well as why the hell someone would keep saying LOL. Just don't fucking say LOL. Stop fucking saying LOL. Just laugh. I mean, I would say it much more recursing, but And it's kind of, again, these little humorous things that happens. Like, for example, at the dinner party, someone who's a friend of Larry Davis told him, please don't let me buy the dessert. So he takes it away, and then she said, no, no, I changed my mind. No, you said no matter what. Remember? That's what no matter what means. And they get into a little fight. And I said, some of the dialogue is kind of funny. Like, in the arguing with the LOL. What does that mean? You're verbal texting? Like, what are you doing? There's also another nice little aside where they're outside a Palestinian restaurant, and the guy with the midlife crisis with the yarmulke who just entered Judaism, he goes in, and Larry David says, just take off the hat thing. No, I'm not going to take it off. I'm proud of it. Just take it off. And so they applaud him, and even though the Palestinian lady knows he's Jewish, she still, like, she doesn't like Jewish people, but at the same time, she likes him and humps his brains out. Was just to the end of the episode where he goes to that restaurant and there's a protest. People defending the restaurant and people against the restaurant. And people say, come on, you Jewish, join us. But then on the other side, the girl goes, hey, come over here, I got a sister. And Larry David just can't decide. Just the look on his face. I mean, I don't know if I would say Larry David is the most accomplished actor, but I guess he does serve his purpose, and maybe if I watch more episodes, I get used to his acting style. It's not that he was bad, it's just, not. Yeah, he didn't seem the most fluid. I don't mean gender fluid. But like I said, there was enough humorous stuff in it that I thought was pretty. It was fairly entertaining. There's a bit where Larry David was arguing with the guy, and the guy dropped his yarmulke. Oh, you dropped your yarmulke, huh? Hey, look, yarmulke alert, you dropped it. It's just how much of a wise ass he's being. And then the whole thing where they're having a golf game, it becomes a catastrophe because everyone has secrets, and how that gets blown up into proportion. I just trying to take a little bit of that Seinfeld, the show being about nothing, kind of just offhand, random stuff that happens on a daily basis. But then, I believe it's HBO, you have a little bit more freedom to use in dialogue and stories. And again, I guess a little bit of that improv energy. It's definitely fun enough to see. Also, is that where that music comes from? There's a piece of music at the beginning that so many times before I saw this, I would see people on YouTube use this boom 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 da 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 da. Either like someone doing an aside, and I know like a Markiplier would use that music from the time to time. Is it from this show where that piece of music comes from, or is that piece of music existed before and this show just used it? I don't know how else, because I can't do a good job humming the music, but I'm like, damn. And yeah, even at the end, it's just like, you get the pussy, or you get the Jewish acclaim. Your religion or the pussy? I mean, I don't know. To me, the pussy would win. But I guess that's just me. I think for a lot of people, the pussy would win, so. I think if it lasted a couple of minutes longer, he would, have the horizontal fandango, ask for forgiveness later. I mean, the way it's shot is nothing extravagant. It's kind of off the cuff, which I think is its purpose. The episode, I mean, there weren't a lot of locations. Like you said, there was a golf course, the restaurant, like I said, dinner party. So it has nothing set design wise or anything to talk about. So the actors did well. I'm bad with names. One of the other guys who was at the golf game at the beginning and at the end, and he appears. I forget his name. He was kind of. I hate to say this. You remember the Night Professor 2, We had the guy who worked with Eddie Murphy's character, and the giant gerbil came up and had a bit of fun with his ass. He's in this. Gerbil, hamster, whatever it was. So stupid. He's in this. I forget his name. He's been in a lot of other stuff as well. And like I said, Richard Lewis was on this episode, but at the end they have a little bit what's coming up next. And he's appeared throughout the show. And he was at that little bit, ending bit there. So overall, I mean, like I said, not all the dialogue worked. But at the same time, as I got used to the energy of it all, and I warmed up to it by the end of the episode, so. I did like that whole argument about why would you say LOL, because I can believe there's a lot of people today that would literally do that, and it's like, why? But anyway. With that said, thanks for watching. Thanks once again, Matthew, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.